Breaking news this morning, senior U.S. defense officials confirm a tense naval standoff in the Caribbean after Venezuelan warships moved to block a U.S. carrier operating in international waters. 6:42 a.m. local time. The Caribbean Sea is calm. Flat water, light wind, clear visibility beyond 10 nautical miles. For a U.S. Navy carrier strike group, it feels like a routine transit. Then the radar picture changes. Inside the Combat Information Center aboard USS George Washington, 5 surface contacts appear almost at the same second. Not drifting, not scattered, moving together. Initial range, 21 nautical miles. Speed steady. Course set to cross directly in front of the carrier's path. No one asks if it's civilian traffic. Ships do not move like this by accident. On the bridge, the captain does not move. The carrier holds course and speed. No turn, no warning maneuver. In the U.S. Navy, turning too early is a signal of weakness. As the range closes to 16 nautical miles, the picture sharpens. Venezuelan Navy warships. 5 hulls, 1 formation. Instead of backing off, they tighten spacing and angle inward, narrowing the sea room ahead of the carrier. This is not shadowing. This is a blocking move. Pressure without gunfire, a test meant to force a reaction. Radar screens fill. Radio calls are prepared. Every second is recorded. What began as a routine morning has become a confrontation. This was not a mistake, it was deliberate. And the officers pushing forward believed the carrier would be the one to blink. Stay with us and subscribe to see what happens when that assumption proves wrong. What happened in those calm Caribbean waters matters far beyond 5 ships and 1 carrier. This was not a random encounter. It happened in international waters where major shipping lanes, energy routes, and military patrol zones overlap every day. This is a stretch of ocean where every movement is watched, logged, and quietly judged. When a carrier passes through here, it is not just moving steel, it is moving influence. For Venezuela, this location offers something valuable. It allows pressure without crossing a clear legal line. No shots fired, no borders crossed, just enough proximity to force attention. Just enough tension to test how far they can push before the response changes. Blocking a carrier's path is not about stopping it, it is about seeing if it will flinch. For the U.S. Navy, the stakes are different. A carrier does not represent one ship, it represents an entire system. Escorts, sensors, aircraft, satellites, and command chains all move together. If that system reacts too fast or too aggressively, it hands the narrative to the other side. If it reacts too slowly, it invites more pressure next time. And then there are the people on board. For the sailors standing watch, this is not a headline. It is a real risk calculation. A small course change at the wrong moment can turn calm water into a crisis. Every decision they make is recorded, reviewed, and remembered long after the ships separate. That is why holding course matters. It tells everyone watching who controls the space and who is trying to challenge it. This encounter was not about speed or firepower. It was about discipline. So here's the real question. When 5 warships deliberately move to block a carrier's path, do you see it as a dangerous provocation or a calculated signal meant to stay just below the line? Press 1 if you think Venezuela pushed too far. Press 9 if you think this was controlled pressure. And subscribe, because the first response is about to begin. The first response does not come with noise or movement. It comes with restraint. Inside the Combat Information Center, the radar picture updates every second. 5 Venezuelan ships. Same formation. Same intercept geometry. Range now dropping fast. 12 nautical miles becomes 10, then 8. Each update tightens the room, not physically, but mentally. A junior officer breaks the silence. Course adjustment recommended. It is a reasonable suggestion. A small turn now would widen separation and lower risk. The reply comes back just as calm. Negative. Maintain heading. This is not hesitation, it is doctrine. In international waters, the ship that changes course first owns the risk. Holding steady removes doubt. If anything unsafe happens, responsibility is clear and recorded. The first bridge-to-bridge call goes out, firm, professional, identifying the carrier as a US Navy warship operating lawfully, requesting intentions. There is no reply, no static, just silence. What does change is the electronic picture. Venezuelan search radars switch on. Emissions spike across multiple frequencies. Inside the strike group, sensors wake up fully. Every pulse is captured. Power levels, sweep rates, timing. What the Venezuelan ships believe is pressure is turning into exposure. Range now 6 nautical miles. On the bridge, there is still no alarm, no raised voices. The carrier cuts a straight white wake through calm blue water. Below deck, however, nothing is casual. Every escort ship is synced. Every console shows the same picture. No blind spots, no confusion. The Venezuelan formation adjusts again. 2 ships inch forward, narrowing the gap, angling to cross the carrier's bow. This is deliberate, slow enough to deny intent, close enough to force a reaction. Closest point of approach projections appear on screen, less than 1 nautical mile if nothing changes. Still, nothing changes. This is the moment many expect escalation. A sharp turn, a warning maneuver, something dramatic. It does not come. The carrier stays steady, not because it must, but because it can. Every second of this approach is being logged. Not summarized, not interpreted, preserved exactly as it happens. For the US Navy, this is already a success. The more pressure applied, the clearer the pattern becomes. The escalation does not come with noise, it comes with distance. The range drops below 5 nautical miles. At this point, geometry matters more than speed. A few degrees of heading can decide whether ships pass safely or drift into danger. The Venezuelan formation begins to change shape. 2 ships edge forward, 3 slide outward. It is a blocking pattern designed to deny space, not close fast. From the outside, the sea still looks calm. No smoke, no alarms, no weapons raised, just gray hulls moving through blue water. Inside the Combat Information Center aboard USS George Washington, the picture is sharp and unforgiving. Every track updates. Every bearing change is logged. 4 nautical miles. The Venezuelan ships increase speed by a few knots. Not enough to look reckless, enough to tighten the intercept angle. Their bows now point slightly across the carrier's starboard side. This is pressure applied carefully. The goal is not collision. The goal is reaction. On the bridge, voices stay low. Closest point of approach calculations refresh. The margin is narrow, less than comfortable, still safe. No alarms sound. In moments like this, silence becomes part of the tactic. No extra radio calls, no unnecessary movement. The carrier holds its line, engine steady, wake unchanged. 3 nautical miles. Through long-range optics, deck crews on the Venezuelan ships are now visible. Movement near the bridges, helmets, hands on rails. Nothing casual, nothing confused. Both sides understand exactly how close this has become. Venezuelan radars sweep faster, power levels rise again. Every emission is captured. Every signal is analyzed. What looks like control is slowly turning into exposure. Still, the carrier does not maneuver. For smaller navies, this is usually the moment that forces a turn, a sign that pressure worked. Instead, they get nothing, no reaction, no signal to read, just a carrier continuing straight ahead. That silence carries weight. When one side keeps tightening the space and the other refuses to move at all, the balance begins to shift, not with force, but with certainty. And that certainty is about to change the encounter. What happens next is not what the Venezuelan crews expect. Up to this moment, the pattern is clear. Pressure builds, space narrows, the carrier refuses to move. Normally, this is where a larger force reacts with something obvious, a sharp turn, a warning display, a visible signal of dominance. That moment never comes. Instead, a quiet decision moves through the ship. No urgency, no raised voices, just a short order passed calmly through the chain. Authorize airborne presence. On the flight deck, there is no scramble. crews move with practiced calm. A MH-60R Seahawk is brought topside. The rotors begin to turn, slow at first, then faster. The sound cuts across the calm sea. This is not escalation, it is clarification. The helicopter lifts and moves out from the carrier's starboard side. It does not rush. It does not fly low to intimidate. It heads straight toward the Venezuelan formation at a controlled altitude, steady and deliberate. From the Venezuelan ships, the aircraft is impossible to ignore. A US Navy helicopter, clearly visible, sensors active, cameras recording. At just over 2 nautical miles, it levels off and holds position. A brief laser designation appears on the bridge of the lead Venezuelan ship. Not a threat, a marker. You are seen. A calm radio call follows, delivered in English, then repeated in Spanish. Unsafe maneuvering, international waters, actions being recorded, alter course. For the first time, the pressure shifts. The lead ship reduces speed. Another follows. Across the formation, spacing loosens. Bows angle outward. The blocking pattern begins to fade. Not suddenly, but clearly. No weapons are shown. No warnings fired. Just awareness made visible. So tell us this. Did the situation just turn? Or is the danger still real? Press 1 if you think control has shifted. Press 9 if you think this standoff isn't over. Subscribe to stay with us. The climax does not arrive with an explosion. It arrives with silence. As the Seahawk holds position, the geometry on the screens shifts. Slowly, then clearly. The closest point of approach increases. The danger window begins to open. Inside the Combat Information Center, no one celebrates. This is not victory, it is confirmation. Sensors stay live, contacts remain tracked. No assumptions are made. On the bridge of USS George Washington, the picture is clear. 5 Venezuelan ships are still close, but no longer cutting the bow or denying space. The pressure eases, one small adjustment at a time. CIC reports in. Lead contact reducing speed. Formation spacing increasing. CPA now safe. The order is simple. Continue to monitor. The Seahawk makes one final wide pass, calm and deliberate, capturing clean imagery before banking away toward the carrier. Rotors fade into the background hum. Below deck, nothing powers down. Readiness does not drop. In the U.S. Navy, the most dangerous moment often comes after pressure breaks. The Venezuelan ships adjust just enough to remove risk. No sharp retreat, no drama. The block is gone. From the outside, nothing happened. Calm sea, clear sky. Inside the strike group, everything did. No shots fired, no escalation. The boundary was set without force, and it held. This is the climax of modern naval encounters. Not who fires first, but who controls the moment without firing at all. So the question remains, was that restraint or dominance? Press 1 if you think the risk is still there. Press 9 if you think the outcome is already decided. The carrier never alters course. Its speed remains constant, its wake unchanged. That steadiness sends a message clearer than any radio call. Nothing forced, nothing reactive. Control is maintained not by motion, but by the absence of it. Every ship involved understands that signal instantly. When the distance finally opens, it happens without ceremony. The Venezuelan ships ease onto a parallel course, still visible, still tracked, but no longer shaping the carrier's movement. The sea settles back into calm. Aboard USS George Washington, nothing dramatic follows. Watches rotate. Logs are signed. Systems remain alert, then return to routine monitoring. From the outside, it looks like another normal transit. That is exactly the point. What matters is not what was seen, but what was captured. Radar emissions, course changes, speed shifts, moments of silence. The encounter produced no headlines, but it produced clarity. It revealed how pressure was applied and where it stopped. For the US Navy, that information is power. It shapes future patrols and removes uncertainty from the next encounter. The carrier never changed course, never escalated, never yielded space. Control was established by staying steady. This is modern naval dominance. Not noise, not force, discipline. The ships separate, the lesson remains, and the next test in these waters will not begin from zero. Do you think this quiet outcome shows real control, or just a pause before the next test? Press 1 if you believe the message was clear. Press 9 if you think this standoff is only the beginning. Subscribe to stay with us.